Squid Game Season 3 picks up right after the chaos of Season 2, and things only get darker from here. If you need a quick refresher on Season 2, make sure to check out our other video before jumping into this one. After the failed rebellion inside the game, things are tense. Kang No-ul pretends to side with the organ traffickers and shoots player 246, Gi-hun, but it's a setup. She doesn't kill him, she just needs access to their operating room. Meanwhile, Gi-hun's still alive and gets dumped back in the dormitory. Outside the game, the investigation continues. Hwang Jun-ho's team is back on the hunt for the island. Meanwhile, the captain gets a call from the frontman, who gives a brutal order. If the crew gets too close, he's to kill them all. The guards call for another vote on whether to end the game, but this time too, the players decide to keep going. Meanwhile, No-ul makes her move in the operating room. She kills the organ traffickers and forces the doctor to stabilize Gi-hun at gunpoint. She's not messing around. Then, just to make a statement, the remaining players are marched past the hanging bodies of the executed rebels. It's dark. After that, they're assigned roles for a twisted new game, hide and seek, Squid Game style. Some players are picked to be taggers with knives, the red team, while others have to hide, find exits, and unlock doors using different types of keys, the blue team. Jun-hee and his team set out to track down the island, but Woo-seok stays behind. He's suspicious of the captain and starts digging into his background, hoping to find out what he's hiding. Inside the game, the players can choose to change teams, and Geum-ja and Jun-hee decide to switch roles with Myung-gi and Young-sik so they can play as hiders instead of taggers. No-ul finishes her mission. Once Gyeong-seok is stable, she shoots the doctor and takes him out for good. Inside the maze, chaos continues. Hyunju, Geum-ja, and Jun-hee stick together, trying to stay hidden and make it out alive. Myung-gi, now a tagger, is paired up with Nam-gyu. He's not thrilled about it, but starts taking out attackers, and then realizes if they eliminate other players' targets, that's fewer survivors, and a bigger prize pot. Meanwhile, Jun-hee injures her ankle while running, and an attacker comes after them. Hyunju steps in and takes him down, but that's not the end of it. Jun-hee suddenly goes into labor, and Geum-ja helps deliver the baby, while Hyunju holds off more threats. Just when Hyunju finally finds what looks like a way out, she's killed by Myung-gi. He doesn't say a word, but when he sees Jun-hee cradling her newborn, he's overwhelmed with guilt and just walks away. Gi-hun is tracking down Dae-ho. He corners him, and fueled by everything that's happened, he strangles Dae-ho to death. Then, just as the game's about to end, Young-sik, who failed to eliminate any hiders, finds Jun-hee and nearly kills her. Geum-ja jumps in and stabs him. The game ends, and that triggers the guards, who shoot Young-sik on the spot. Geum-ja is left completely devastated. The VIPs arrive, but this time, they're not just watching. They actually put on soldier uniforms and personally execute the eliminated players. Back in the dorm, another vote is held. Geum-ja tries to convince the O players to vote X and end the games. She pleads with them, but no one listens. The vote passes. The game goes on. Meanwhile, Jun-hee keeps closing in. He finds the same cliff where In-ho shot him and kicks off a more intense search of the island. He's not giving up. No-ul confronts the masked officer and demands a boat to leave the island, along with Soldier 16, who's secretly Gyeong-seok in disguise. Back at the dorm, Geum-ja begs Gi-hun to protect Jun-hee and her baby in the next game. That night, Geum-ja, racked with guilt over her son's death, hangs herself. It's brutal. Off the island, Woo-seok sneaks into Captain Park's house. He finds a bunch of incriminating stuff, a pile of cash, a guard uniform, and a photo of Park with the recruiter. It all clicks. The captain's involved in the games, but before Woo-seok can escape with the evidence, he's arrested. Back in the games, Gi-hun is shaken by Geum-ja's death and promises to help Jun-hee and protect her newborn. The next game, a twisted version of jump rope. Only this time, it's played on a massive bridge, and the rope is a deadly swinging cable. The VIPs decide to throw in a sick twist. Jun-hee's baby counts as a player. Everyone's frozen. No one wants to move first. Then Min-soo tosses Thanos' necklace onto the bridge. That sets off Nam-gyu, who's deep in withdrawal. He jumps to get it, makes it to the cross, but finds it's empty. A second later, he's hit by the rope and flung to his death. Gi-hun steps up. Holding the baby, he times the rope and makes it across. He promises Jun-hee he'll come back for her. Inspired, player 096 follows behind and makes it across too, but then starts pushing other players off the bridge to thin out the competition and boost the prize pool. Player 096 is blocking the path across the bridge, and tensions are high. Gi-hun tries to reason with him, but when 096 lashes out, Gi-hun is forced to kill him in self-defense. Meanwhile, Jun-hee's condition is getting worse. Myung-gi approaches her trying to explain himself, but she wants nothing to do with him. Time's running out, and she knows she won't make it, so she sacrifices herself and jumps. Back in the control room, the VIPs make a shocking decision. They vote to allow the baby to remain in the game, officially registering her as player 222. The remaining players are horrified. Off the island, Woo-seok is still under arrest and trying to explain why he broke into Captain Park's house. The police don't buy it, but then they call the captain to inform him someone broke into his home. While they're distracted, Woo-seok manages to steal his phone back and quickly calls Jun-ho. He warns him that Park is part of the games, and now he knows they're onto him. Right after that, Captain Park kills almost the entire task force, but Jun-ho survives the ambush and mortally wounds him. With his dying breath, Park admits everything. Back in the dorm, the players are treated to a royal feast, and they're told that for the final game, they'll need to choose who gets eliminated. At least 3 players. Thinking the final game will be easy, the majority votes to continue. Meanwhile, off the island, Gyeong-seok and No-yeol manage to escape, but it doesn't last long. The masked officer sends guards after them. No-yeol is cornered and forced into a tough decision: return to the island or risk the lives of Gyeong-seok and his daughter, so she agrees to go back alone. Inside the game, Jong-dae and his crew are already planning the next move. They want to take out Gi-hun, the baby, and Min-soo in the next round. Myung-gi pretends to join them, but he's clearly playing his own game. Just before the final round begins, Gi-hun is summoned by none other than the frontman, In-ho. But here's the twist. In-ho reveals that he's actually been Oh Young-il the whole time. It's a bombshell. He even offers Gi-hun a secret deal: wipe out the rest of the players, and he and the baby survive. Gi-hun is left stunned and furious. Gi-hun seriously considers the frontman's proposal, but ultimately refuses to go through with it. At the same time, In-ho reflects on his own dark past. Back in the 2015 Squid Game, he faced the same choice and chose survival at the cost of others. That decision left deep scars, revealing how he became the man we see today. No-yeol is back on the island. She storms into the control room and corners the masked officer at gunpoint. She forces him to erase every single trace of Gyeong-seok's participation in the games. A brutal fight breaks out, and after a deadly struggle, No-yeol kills the officer for good. Then it's time for the final game, Squid Game. The rules are brutal. Across 3 rounds on 3 massive elevated platforms, players must push at least one opponent off each platform to advance. Min-soo, still hallucinating from Thanos' drugs, gets shoved off the platform in round 1. Off the island, Jun-ho's mission is still going strong. He tracks down and rescues Gyeong-seok, then takes out the guards who were sent to bring him back. Back on the platform, things get even more intense. In round 2, Myung-gi kills player 336 and suddenly drops a bomb. He's the baby's biological father. Total shocker. Then all hell breaks loose. A fight starts where player 203, player 353, and Jong-dae are killed. At the very end, player 039 takes his own life and jumps off the platform, leaving only 3 players standing: Gi-hun, Myung-gi, and player 222, the baby. Myung-gi tries to pull a final move. His plan: trick Gi-hun into handing him the baby, toss her off the edge, and block Gi-hun from crossing. That way, he wins it all. But Gi-hun holds his ground. He fights his way forward and finally makes it across. Elsewhere on the island, No-yeol burns every physical record of the players, including her own file as a former guard. Back on the platform, a heated fight breaks out. Myung-gi loses control, slips, and falls to his death. But it doesn't count. The final round hadn't officially started. Just then, Jun-ho arrives on the island. No-yeol, watching the platform from the records room, nearly ends her life. She's on the edge, until she sees Gi-hun. He walks to the button and activates the final game. Then, he sacrifices himself. His last words echo, "We are not horses, we are humans." And with that, he jumps. Moved by Gi-hun's final act, In-ho saves the baby and starts evacuating as the entire island goes into self-destruct mode. The Coast Guard is already closing in. 6 months pass. Gyeong-seok finally reunites with his daughter. He also meets No-yeol, who's preparing to head to China. Her daughter might still be alive out there. Woo-seok is released from prison. He's got a plan: renovate and reopen Gi-hun's fortified hotel, a tribute to his friend. Meanwhile, In-ho quietly leaves the baby and all the prize money in Jun-ho's care. Then he travels to Los Angeles, visits Gi-hun's daughter, and gives her his bloodstained Player 456 tracksuit and the leftover winnings. As In-ho walks away, he notices an American recruiter playing ddakji with a new target. The game isn't over, it's happening somewhere else. Myung-gi's death before the final game isn't just a plot twist, it's a statement. His willingness to kill even his own child for personal gain shows how far unchecked selfishness can go. In contrast, Gi-hun's choice to sacrifice himself for Jun-hee's baby is the emotional and moral climax of the season. His final words echo the show's central theme, that true change only comes when someone chooses others over themselves. The frontman, once believed to be fully consumed by the system, makes a quiet but powerful choice. He rescues the child and later delivers her, along with the 4.56 billion won prize, to his brother Jun-ho. It's a rare act of humanity from a man who spent years enabling death. In the final scene, 6 months later, in Los Angeles, another recruiter is already playing the same old game with a desperate man, confirming what Gi-hun feared. The games didn't end. The frontman and the recruiter lock eyes from across the street, silently acknowledging each other. It's a chilling reminder that no matter the sacrifices made, the system persists, just in another place, with other players.